I'm home. Today is October the 2nd. October the 2nd. Yes, finally I'm home. And I'm so tired. God, we were so busy. I have 40 patient today. Can you believe that? Well, wait. 40? No, 29. I was so exaggerated. It was 29. But still, that was a lot of patient. Okay, to make me feel better, let me share you about my my a little disappointment. Little disappointment. No, I'm not disappointed. I just wanted to tell you something. What are the pros and cons living here in the US? I like here in the US. I love it here, don't get me wrong. But sometimes there are things that I don't understand here, living here in America. Here in the US, we have so much taxes. Okay, taxes are crazy. It's nothing like in the Philippines. We don't get like tax so much. Okay, here in America, we have like federal income tax. We have Medicare. We have Social Security. And then we have another tax that we do it every year also. And then we also have another tax when you go buy something, like for example grocery store, anything that you buy, there's a tax or surcharge. I think are they the same, surcharge and tax? Yeah, that's the thing that I don't like here in the US. Where the money goes, why there are so much taxes? I don't know. I think the money goes to help other people, maybe. I don't know. Like maybe the money goes to people who really needs help, like I don't know. Or wait. The money goes to the, like, things that, like for example, the construction. Is it construction? Construction road? Yeah, that, for instance. I think. Yeah, we're paying those. And then the people who don't have a job, I guess. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm thinking. That's where the money goes. And then we help those people to, like, the homeless people who don't have a house. And yeah, I think that's where the money goes. Because, like, for instance, I work at the hospital. I was shocked at first. My very first experience was, there was a homeless admitting to the hospital, and he was sick. He has like all kinds of like sickness or in his body. He's like he's living but barely living. Maybe that's what I can describe to him. It's like living but barely living, because it's almost like, I don't know, look like dying something. And I was like wondering, because wait, why did I say that? Because he have like, his body look like rotting out or something, and then he's wearing like a bag to poop, and then he has like he has a tube catheter when he pee. So to me, it's like, you're leaving but not exactly leaving. Yeah, it's like that. Because I think he's been drinking too much, I guess. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's, I was like shocked, because I said, how are you gonna pay the bills? You go to the hospital, you have to pay the bills. And then I asked my coworkers, how are you gonna pay his bills though? Because he don't have a job, he don't have a house, so of course he don't have a money too. Of course, I was asking because I was shocked, because I didn't know from where I came from, originally in the Philippines. If you don't have money, you can't admit to the hospital if you don't have money. Well, luckily now, I guess you can now find the free services at the hospital. But way back then, before, they're not gonna. treat you if you don't have money. The first thing that they ask you when you come to the hospital, you're dying, you're bleeding, or you can't breathe. And then the hospital were like, or the staff was already asking you like, do you have money? Can you afford, to be in this hospital? And then the patient said, oh, I don't have money because, and then they said, well, sorry, we cannot treat you because you don't have money. Or they will treat you, but then you can't go because you have to pay before you go. So the more you stay at the hospital, is the more bills coming. So the more you stay at the hospital, is like the more you're burying yourself in the deep uh, debt, debt. Yeah, something like that. So it's like, and then I asked my coworkers, and he was like, "No, they're free. They don't have to worry about their bills. The government paid for that, for their bills." I was like, really? Yeah, that's the thing. That's the pros, that's the pros and cons that I was trying to say. Of course, I already say the pros and then cons. Okay, and then what else? The 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 pros, the cons is like, which one is pros? Okay, and the other things is, okay, the pros is like, what are the other things that I like about here is like, you can go to school for free. You have a school bus for free, school bus transportation for your kids to go to the school. But in the Philippines, we don't have that. I grew up like, okay, I live far away from the school. I don't remember how many miles, probably like 2, 3 miles. It's a long walk, And to walk is like, you need like, you have to prepare yourself for a long walk, you know. And that's why we have to wake up really early in the morning just to go to the school, because we don't have money to have our own transportation to ride and to, like commute. Yeah, we couldn't afford that. We don't have money. And like here in the US, you can go to the school, no problem. Plus they have like, when you go to the school, let's say you don't have food to bring, you can just buy at school. And then if you're really poor, then you can have like discounted, when you buy the food. Or when you have like two, like how many siblings, that you go into the school at the same time, like for instance, 5 children, so 5 siblings goes to school. So they have a discounted food, or you can get like free food from the government. So in the Philippines, we don't have that. You don't get free food. I don't know about now, but that was like back then when I was there. Well, I left Philippines when I was in my young age. I was like 20s. Yeah, 20, 21, something like that. I think I don't remember anymore, but I think 20 or 21. So I have left, you know, all well, I have left Philippines, but I brought all the memories, with me. So that's what I remember when I was there. It was like struggling. I was so much struggling there than back here. Well, if I compare my life to the Philippines than here, I couldn't complain anymore because I like my life now better than when I was in the Philippines. But sometimes, I complain. I think every one of us complain sometimes, but the truth is you don't really, like, you have nothing to complain in your life. You're living, you should be thankful. You have a life that God's gift you know and you have a house, you have a car, you have food on the table, you can eat anytime you want, and you have running water in the house, something like that. You can still pay your bills, and that's what I'm thankful for. Yeah. Although sometimes I still like to complain, but just not to complain, but just to express my rant, but don't mind me. It's just me that That's how I see, and that's how I wanted to feel like I wanted to react, but the truth is nothing. Don't mind me, or don't mind that. And what else that that I don't understand, that I sometimes complain, that I sometimes like made me like ugh, disappointed, but what am I gonna do? Nothing I can do, right? Just live the life, live the life to the fullest, I guess, and don't get stressed out. So what else? That is the good thing, or the pros and cons here. Pros and cons here, you can get a job, uh, even though you didn't finish your elementary or high school. You can get any kind of job, and there's no age limit. So in the Philippines, you can't, it's hard to find a job, okay? It's really hard to find a job in the Philippines. Plus, their salary is very low. They have a very high standard. Their standard is, for example, I think for a dishwasher, they're looking for a college degree, okay? Or cashier, they're looking for a college degree. Or if you work at the bank as a accountant, they're looking for a college degree, okay? Like bachelor's or master's degree, I think. But here in the US, you can work anywhere you like. You can be a dishwasher, of course, if you're like under, like elementary and high school, I guess. The only thing that's hard here to find a job if you're using drugs. But if you don't, then yeah, you can get a job anywhere you like. And then, yeah, you can work at the bank even though you're only a high school graduate. You can work as a cashier even though you're only high school graduate. That's fine. And they don't discriminate your age. Let's say even though you're already 40 and you wanted to work as a cashier, that's fine. But in the Philippines, if you're, I think, I'm not sure how old in the Philippines. I think 28. If you're already 28 years old, then your life is over. You cannot get a job easily because they would say that you're overage. You cannot get a job. Okay? You're overage even though you're only 28. So yeah, it's like, what for going to the school? Maybe that's the reason why the Filipinos, they didn't really push the education in the Philippines, but I'm not sure. I was just guessing. Well, I mean, makes sense. Why would they even go to the school if at age 28 you're done, your life is over, you can't get a job, you can't find a job, okay? So yeah, here, even though you're already 50, 60, 70 years old, you can still get a job. They don't care. Even though your eyes is, you can't see much, there's a, that's what the glass is for. You can wear glasses and you can still see. That's fine. And then, what else? And then there's no age limit here in the US. Unlike in the Philippines, there is age limit. But that's a good thing about in the Philippines is you can have business. That's the only way for the other people to survive there in the Philippines, is to have a business of their own. Because, you know, and then that's easy. You don't even have to get the permit. Some, like some businesses, they don't even get the permit, but now they do now, like sari sari store. Sari sari store means a little convenient store in the Philippines. Like, well, not, I would say convenient, but close there. It's like at home business. Yeah. Yes, so yeah, they can do the business and they don't have to get the permit for that unless they have to sell like cigarettes and alcohol, I think. Yeah. So, and yeah, when they turn 40, yeah, it's hard to get a job. So yeah, a lot of people didn't go to in the Philippines. The education there, they didn't push the education done here. Unlike here in the US, they're pushing the education here because that's what important. At least high school, you finish your high school, you're good. But in the Philippines, even high school, some people barely couldn't make it I guess because of number one is the transportation, and number two is there's so much thing to pay in the Philippines. Like if you have to do the how do you call that, the project, if you have to take a test, like we have a test in the Philippines, like for first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, semester, something like that, and you have to pay every test. Like example, if you have like 8 subjects, so you have to pay for the test like $3. No, not $3. Sorry, 3 pesos. That was back then. Okay, I'm talking about 3 pesos per test. For instance, English subjects. You have to take the English subject test, and it was 3 pesos. And then math, social studies, all of them you have to pay different prices. Sometimes three pesos or 450 pesos. Yeah, that was back then. I don't know why you have to pay. I guess somehow the teachers find a way to make their own money too by doing that. Yeah. And I guess printing is, of course, it costs money because the printer is expensive, I guess. I don't know. Or the, how do you call that? The ink costs money too. So that's why they find a way to make money, I guess. So yeah, that's pros and cons here in the US. And what else are the pros and cons? Oh yeah, pros and cons here in the US is like you work per hour, not per day. In the Philippines, you work per day and you only get paid. Some people get paid $10 per day, and some people pay less than $10 a day. Yes, I know that was awful. I experienced that when I was in the Philippines. I used to work as a sales lady in the Philippines when I was there. After I graduated high school, I work at the grocery store as a sales clerk or sales lady. We call that sales clerk here. And I remember I was getting paid for how much is that back then? 200 to 250 to 300 pesos, and that was like $3. Oh no, no, wait, $5 to $6 per day. Can you believe that? From 9 in the morning, is it 9 in the morning or 10 in the morning? 10 in the morning to 10. Damn, that was 12 hours. So yeah, unlike here in the US, you work per hour, and the salary here is, it depends on your job how much you make. Well, of course, some job too is not per hour, they're per salary. Like for instance, some contractor like military, yeah, they get paid like per contract, I think, per salary, I think. Yes. But me, I work per hour. Okay, and some people get paid per hour. I remember back then when I was new here in the US, I experienced to get paid $7.25 per hour. That was a long time ago. And now I'm getting paid for more now, of course. And it depends too if you work like how do you call that? First shift, second shift, third shift. They all pay differently. And we get paid per hour. Okay. Me, I work 12 hours, three times a three times a week to 4 times a week. It depends, but most of my schedule is or was three times 3 times a day. No, 3 times a week. Okay, 3 days in a week. Yes, and I work 12 hours. In that 12 hours, I pay per hour. And that 12 hours is uh, divided into 3 different shifts: the first, second, and third. So yeah, I if I work third shift, oh my god, I like the third shift because you get paid more on the third shift. And the second shift, yes, they're all like good paying. Yes, so yeah, that's all, you guys, for my pros and cons history. And yeah, I think I forget more what I'm going to say. Yeah, I have a lot of my mind what I was going to say. I should have write it down, but then if I write it down and then I think about to vlog it later, then I get lazy and then I'll change my mind to do it, and then until it never happens. So yeah, now I'm going to shower and go to sleep, and well, maybe eat first before I go to sleep. So bye you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye. Comment me down below what you want me to talk about. Talk about for my next topic. Okay, bye you guys.